Okay, so I was looking around online for some details regarding WWE 2K20 and I came across this article from our good friends at What Culture. Yes, What Culture. You know, the guys that like to steal YouTubers' thumbnails and also as well take our footage without asking for permission because they're too lazy to play the video game themselves. What Culture. And once again, it's a yearly occurrence. What Culture have managed to provide a negative spin for the release of a WWE game. I can imagine, even if it was the best WWE game ever, somehow, someway, our good friends at What Culture would be able to provide a negative spin on it. And this article is entitled WWE 2K20 10 Reasons to be Worried. Just to a little bit. Nice. So, considering I actually play these games, that's why I actually upload content and you see it on my channel and I don't have to go and teeth someone else's content just to be able to make a WWE 2K20 video, I thought we'd go through this article to see if I truly should be worried about WWE 2K20 or whether this article should be retitled 10 Awful Reasons to be Worried about WWE 2K20. So let's get stuck in to these reasons. So at number 10 we have Yukes Are Gone. Yukes have had enough of 2K and visual concepts and have decided to step away from the WWE Games franchise. Now, is that really something to be worried about? Have you seen NBA 2K? Have you seen NBA 2K20? How good does it look? And that is developed solely by 2K and Visual Concepts. So if we can get something like that for a WWE game, we could be in for a treat. So I wouldn't say it's all doom and gloom. And yes, of course, Yukes did voice the opinion that they were concerned about the direction of the franchise and they weren't able to do the things that they wanted to. But we don't know how the breakdown of that relationship actually happened. And I believed that Visual Concepts have wanted this for years, and it could be the case because it's an assumption, much like the way that What Culture have treated this point. It's an assumption that maybe, just maybe, Visual Concepts were the one to push Yukes out. That's why Yukes developed this response, to make it clear that they're going to give some competition to WWE games. Now, if anything, competition is good because it will make Visual Concepts step up with a challenge from Yukes developing their own game. But this was the reasoning behind this point at number 10. Let me read you a quick extract. Visual Concepts, the team behind most of the terrific NBA 2K games, are on board. They're the ones who will pick up the pieces left by Yukes and fashion WWE 2K20 into the game fans will play from October 22nd onwards. Well, that's not technically true, is it? Yukes have worked on this game, so you can't blame 2K and Visual Concepts if this game isn't very good. So it kind of blows this whole theory out the water that it is an issue that Yukes have walked away, because they worked on this game and they will support this game as their last participation in the WWE Games franchise, which makes this point at number 10 rubbish. At number 9, the Fiend is effectively DLC. Alright, well, he's not. He's the pre-order bonus, which you get from day one, and you get him for free. But let me continue to read. So the article talks about the Fiend character, but we're not interested in that. We want to get to the point of why we should be worried. Gamers will be eager to play as the Fiend, but they'll have to pay extra for the privilege. No. No, if you pre-order for free, you get the Bump in the Night DLC plus the Fiend. That's what you get. You don't have to pay extra. You just have to pre-order the game. So hold on, let's keep going. Wyatt's new guy's Halloween mask and all will all be hidden behind a paywall in 2K20. He's part of the special Bump in the Night pre-order pack, meaning anyone hoping to attack legends, cause mayhem, will have to fork out a bit more cash. Bummer. No, idiots. Unreal, absolutely unreal. Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, let's be crystal, is free. Him and the Bump in the Night content both come, yes, as downloadable content. What's the issue? They're free. All you have to do is pop into a shop or place a pre-order online and you get it all for free. There is no paywall here. None at all. So what's there to be worried about? Moving on. Number 8. I feel like I'm doing one of them What Culture hosting list things anyway by the way that I'm doing this, but Mixmatch Challenge is being touted as major? Okay. What's the issue? The game evolves around the women's evolution. It's very women orientated. It's focused on female superstars this year. Hence why we've got the man Becky Lynch as the cover star with Roman Reigns. So mixed tag teams is quite a big deal and we haven't had that for quite some time. Why are you knocking it? Let's read the justification for number 8. This year, if you so wish, you'll be able to tag any male wrestler with a fellow female wrestler and play out mixed tag team matches. This is a nice addition for sure, but it's not quite as major as 2K would like fans to believe. Their promotion of the match type makes it sound much grander than it is. No? What have they done? They haven't overhyped it. We've seen very minimal amount of detail around the mixed tag team matches. Not much at all. It's just filtered in nicely with Becky Lynch and the female coverage. It's a stip with limited appeal, it goes on to say. Not a sweeping new game altering feature. Right. Now, to continue glancing over this justification of this point, the article goes on to say that fans would much rather see casket bouts, a new Hell in a Cell dynamic, or something totally out there like Buried Alive. Well, you have got the Bump in the Night DLC, so I would mention that. But also, all of those options that What Culture have suggested are once again not game altering features, are they? They're just match types. And what's the Mixed Match Challenge? A different match type. So I really think that they are overplaying and over talking that 2K have really championed this Mixed Match Challenge. All I've seen thus far is it be featured in some of the trailers. I haven't seen any sort of, overhype for it like What Culture would make you believe. So What Culture are kind of clutching at straws with this one. And what disappoints me, we're only at number 8, but I am very critical about WWE games when it needs to be. But something like this, the Mixed Match Challenge, is something different for us to play, but yet still, they have to find a way to put a negative on it. Number 7. 2K didn't listen to GM mode cries. Now they may have a point here, but we do need to get away from the myth of GM mode returning because we do have universe mode. And I've said time and time again, it's not about a return of GM mode, it's about making universe mode better. And we should be taking parts of Story Creator, which we had in WWE 2K14. We should be taking parts of GM mode from the SmackDown vs Raw days and putting them into Universe. Say for example, cutscenes, unique camera angles, free text to write your promos. They all come from Story Creator. They should be dropped in to Universe. Becoming a general manager, purchasing your talent. That's elements of GM mode. They are dropped in to Universe. And then you manage it all by booking your shows using Universe. And it all comes under the umbrella of my Universe. And I've championed this constantly. So, okay, I do understand the point that 2K didn't listen to bring back GM mode, but I think that this is living in the past and we should be focusing on 2K looking towards the present, and it's doing something much better with Universe mode, making it a USP for a WWE game. So I'll give you this one, but we don't know what improvements have been made to Universe mode yet. So you've kind of jumped the gun, because 2K could have some tricks up their sleeve. And I will say this, instead of banging on about GM mode, why not actually talk more about Universe? Why don't you do that? Probably because the last time you picked up a WWE game was the days when THQ developed them. But never mind that. Number 6. 2K are going the silly route. Alright, I'll reserve my judgment until I've read the justification, and the article says that 2K went down the route last year of 2K19 having a revamp my career which was a little bit out there, and in 2K20 they're content to take the silliness to the next level. The article continues with the first stills from this year's My Career show both a male and female character interacting with retro witch doctor Papa Shango. It's all very early 90s Saturday morning TV. Think Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was an awesome series. What are you talking about? Shut your faces, what culture? Jeez. And it's likely to be random, unapologetically zany, and rife with comedy. So to some people that would be fun and entertaining? Maybe. Because that's the issue here. Some people enjoy the fun, the wacky and the out there. And the trouble is 2K can't win. If you cast your mind back to a few points ago, not so long ago, What Culture was saying that WWE 2K20 was going to be the same old. So 2K took steps last year to try and bring the fun back to a WWE game, and I was at the test play last year, test play media events better said, because the game was done and dusted at that point. But from a media perspective, the fun parts of a WWE game were thoroughly well received overall. So, you know, they can't win. Now, I would say that I do like the seriousness in a WWE game, but it's having a balance. If My Career is going to be where you create the wacky and the zany, then maybe elsewhere you have the serious with the 2K Showcase and the Women's Evolution. It's finding a middle ground to appease every fan. That's what they're trying to do. But with What Culture, you can never win. Number 5. There's no fix for the series' stale gameplay. Well, I'm going to have to massively disagree on this one. And I have to touch on the point before. So, 2K have gone down the simulation-based route to have a very accurate style of gameplay to try and make it feel like a real match. Now, that's what you wanted in the previous point, a focus on realism. You don't like the wacky and the crazy, but when WWE games do focus on that from the gameplay side, it's stale. My god. Now, I have to say as well that I'm a fan of the simulation based gameplay. I enjoy it. I asked my brother even before making this video what he thought of the gameplay from this year, 2K19, and my brother said he thought it was good. So I just can't say that the gameplay is stale. It's not perfect. There can always be welcome additions, but you can create fantastic matches using WWE 2K19, and I'm sure you'll be able to do the same in 2K20. And we did have some welcome additions last year, like the payback system. So if they add more things like that, it will give us more variety. So the term stale is just wrong. Number 4, it's graphically identikit. This will be a good one. Now this is talking about that the graphics have not improved from 2K19 to 2K20. And the justification is hair still sticks to the skull like it's been coated in plastic, eyes stare into the distance like they belong to the undead freaks from Days Gone, fans leap around like they've been supping too much Monster? Sipping, maybe? Who wrote this? And everything has artificial sheen when viewed up close. This is identikit graphical work to what's come before. Although it could be argued that lighting has been refined, what is really funny about this point is that they're pointing out the lighting, and that's something that everybody complained about with the Samoa Joe entrance. So it's the only thing that What Culture have taken as a positive. Amazing. I'll continue. And some character faces are better. Look out for comparison shots on YouTube. Not enough has changed. This is regrettably still the same template 2K has been using for years now. It uses an explicit, not sure if that was necessary, but are they going to upgrade it properly? Now if we rewind to point number 10, What Culture said we should be worried that Yukes have walked away from this franchise. Now, to me, that's part of the reason why we haven't got any significant graphical improvements, because we are operating off of the Yukes engine. So Visual Concepts are doing the best they can under the constraints of that engine. That's what's happened. And remember what I said, Yukes were involved this year. Going forward, with everything coming under the 2K Visual Concepts banner, you should now expect future games to have significant improvements. The upgrade that What Culture is talking about. Because again, I will refer you to their NBA franchise. It looks amazing this year. NBA 2K looks on point. What can they do for WWE games? And I will add one final point to this pointer. I actually think graphically these games look good. At number 3, commentary seems to be the same. What Culture? For once, we agree. This is a problem because I honestly believe that Renee Young should be a part of the commentary team for WWE 2K20 alongside Corey Graves and Michael Cole. That is the standard commentary team that we have on Monday Night Raw, the flagship commentary team, so it should be a part of a WWE game. Albeit that there is rumours that Renee Young is going to be a part of the Women's 2K Showcase commentary. I still believe she should be a part of the entirety of the game. So I agree, and I also believe we should have other commentators as well. Most notably, Mauro Ranello. That would be awesome. So I have no disagreement here. What Culture? I agree. Wow. Number 2. I hope it's not going to be a big pile of stinking at number 2. I can smell it. There's still no proper story mode. Now the justification here from What Culture is that you don't have content like you did back with SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown vs Raw 2007, where you can pick a superstar and play through in a story. But come on, you've got My Career where you can play as your own character and work your way through. You've also got as well the Women's 2K Showcase, and every year recently we've had 2K Showcase. So we've got the Women's Evolution where you can play as different women and climb through their stories. Is that not a detailed and proper story mode? And in addition to that, just to add, you've got the DLC Bump in the Night, which again is focused more around story than just downloadable content of superstars, which have no story at all, which we've had in previous years. And as well, we've got storied 2K Towers, the Roman Tower, working through Roman's career. So I do think, again, well, it represents what a number 2 is all about. And this, you know, to me, being number 2, it is. And at number 1, they are drip feeding information. That's what we most need to be worried about. And the justification is this. As sad as it is to report, it's fact. 2K would be screaming from the rooftops about 2K20 if it was the sweeping update long-time fans craved. Instead, they are content to drip feed crumbs of information before the game is launched. This should make everyone nervous and leaves a bitter taste in the mouths of those who expected to shell out another wad of dosh for one more by the numbers, sim heavy, community creation reliant episode. Yowie wowie, what culture? You. In all seriousness, this is a very quick to judge article, and it is quite a lot of scaremongering because, let's be honest, whatever 2K does, What Culture will always find the negative. They focus on a new match type, the Mixmatch challenge. That's not good enough. What Culture wanted something else. They focus on being fun with a bit more wacky content. What Culture wants seriousness. So WWE Games give you serious gameplay, the simulation based style, but that's boring. And 9 out of 10 of these points I have disproven with a positive. It's just the way they angle it. So I would say it's not 10 reasons to be worried. In fact, it's just 10 reasons from What Culture to be negative once again. And let's hope upon the game's launch that What Culture don't pick up a copy because it does sound so bad to them. Because I wouldn't want to pain them to have to produce content on it. But then again, our friends at What Culture don't need to buy the game to produce content. They can just rip the content creators' content and claim it as their own. Because that's what our friends at What Culture do. So good people of the WWE Games community, go and check out this article for yourself. Come back here, have your say. I've been running polls about WWE 2K20 on my Instagram, and the positive far outweighs the negative, and I urge you not to be too disheartened by the clicky bullshit that is What Culture content. I'll see you later.